Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This weekend we got UFC Seattle. Israel Adesanya takes on Joe Bodybags Pyfer. So let's get started. This is a very weird card. It has very weird layout. I don't fully understand why it's laid out this way, but without further ado, let's get into it. Alexia Thainana versus Bruna Brazil. I'm going to follow the number one rule from Jerusalem, and I'm going to say Bruna Brazil is quite pretty, in my opinion. I think she's going to get obliterated by Alexia Thainara. I think Alexia Thainara is probably going to get a submission or a decision. So that's my prediction for this fight. Next up, we got Ricky Simon against Adrian Yanez. This is a very bizarre fight. These are tough fighters to predict. Honestly, they are some of the most inconsistent fighters I've ever seen. And nonetheless, I'm going to go with Ricky Simon. He does prove to be a tiny bit more consistent and also just generally better overall, I believe. So give me Ricky Simon by knockout. I think Adrian Yanez is going to put himself too much out there, and Ricky Simon is just going to get a KO. Next up, we got Neville Sterling versus Bruno Lopez. Bruno Lopez, I really like him. He has a good story behind him. It kind of pulls on your heartstrings a little bit. But Navajo Sterling, this guy's a menace. Honestly, he's got pretty good power. I think Navajo Sterling is going to knock out Bruno Lopez. It's going to make me sad. But it is what it is. I'm going Navajo Sterling by knockout. Next up, we got Gabriela Fernandez versus Casey O'Neill. Casey O'Neill makes the chicken dance every single time she fights. Every time she gets hit, she just dances around and almost gets knocked out almost right after that. So I'm going to go with Gabriela Fernandez, who actually has quite a bit of power and finishing potential. So I'm going to go Gabriela Fernandez to win by knockout. Next up, we got Marcin Tybura versus Tyrell Fortune. I am not gonna lie, I have no idea about this one. Tyrell Fortune is his debut. Now, his record looks pretty good, but if you're fighting, if you're fighting old dudes outside of the UFC, I don't necessarily trust you. I think Marcin Tybura has way more experience, has way more knowledge on how to win inside the UFC, and I think he's gonna be a wet blanket, and he's gonna just sit on you for the entire fight. So give me Marcin Tybura to win by decision. Next up, we got, again, on the prelims, we got Chase Hooper versus Lance Gibson. Lance Gibson is a second-generation fighter, I believe. I believe his father was a fighter, but he just does not have that dog in him. We saw him fight against Bobby Green, and he looked not even competitive, in my opinion, so he just kind of survived. So I'm going to go with Chase Hooper. I think Chase Hooper is better everywhere, maybe a little bit chinnier, and maybe not as good of a striking, but he's so much bigger and taller that I think he's just going to be able to keep his distance. I don't think Lance Gibson is any Alexander, so yeah, I think give me Chase Hooper by submission. Next up, we got Taufik Musayev versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Taufik Musayev got submitted by Oralbay and hasn't fought since. Ignacio Bahamondes has a lot of UFC experience. I'm going to go with Ignacio Bahamondes to win by knockout. Either knockout or decision. Actually, scratch that. Because he went with a decision versus Fiziev, give me Ignacio Bahamondes to win by decision. Now, we move on to the main card. Now, this is where it gets, again, weird. First off, okay, we got Terrence McKinney versus Kyle Nelson. Now, I don't know what Kyle Nelson is doing here in the main card, but because I just said that, he's probably going to win. Regardless, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with Terrence McKinney to win by finish because I really like Terrence McKinney, and I think he has everything he needs to win if he just fucking thinks. If he just stops and thinks for a split second, I think Terrence McKinney wins this in any way, shape, and form. But as Jerusalem always says, if you have to expect a fighter to think, you probably shouldn't expect them to win. Regardless, I'm going to disobey the rules. I'm going to go with Terrence McKinney to win. Next up, we got Mansour Abdul Malik versus Belgaoui. Now, Malik honestly looked competitive against Cody Brundage. So because of that reason alone, I'm going to go with Belgaoui. Brundage has shown to be one of the dumbest fighters I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life. In fact, I wanted to make an entire video about it, about how much he pissed me off on his last fight because he lost because he fucking wanted to. It was pathetic. It was the most retardation move I've ever seen in my life. I am now more stupid having watched that fight. So, regardless, I'm going to go with Belgaoui to win this fight. I'm probably going to say by third round knockout or by decision. Next up, this is where it really weirds me out. Julian Erosa versus Larian Douglas. I don't understand what Julian Erosa is doing here. I know he went on a pretty good win streak, but let's be honest, it was the luckiest, dumbest, most win streak I've ever seen in my life. It was fine, I guess, but it wasn't really like, oh, he's so skillful. Nah, he kind of dogged it out of the gym and then won a decision or got a late round, third round TKO or something. Don't matter. Julian Erosa is old. He shouldn't be here. Give me Larian Douglas by TKO. Next up, we got Michael Chiesa versus Nico Price. I don't understand how Nico Price and Michael Chiesa are on the main card at all. And I don't understand how Michael Chiesa is not retired yet. I thought he was retired. I was surprised when I saw this card because I thought he wasn't fighting anymore. But here we are. So I'm going to go with Michael Chiesa to win this by a boring decision. I think Nico Price has pretty good survivability. But if Michael Chiesa doesn't win by submission, he's going to win by decision. That's it. All right, next up, we got Alexa Grasso versus Macy Barber. Boy, oh boy, I can't wait. Now, listen, I love Alexa Grasso. He's our Mexican queen. But if we're being honest, after the first Valentina Shevchenko fight, she has not improved in any way whatsoever at all. So, because of that reason alone, give me Macy Barber to win by decision. Now, I think she's just going to, if she mixes in the takedown, I think she's going to be Alexa Grasso, unfortunately. You know what? I just decided I'm going to make a quick change. I think Alexa Grasso, after being dominated for 25 minutes against Shevchenko, I think she's going to get better. You know what? Yes, I'm going with my queen. I'm going to take Alexa Grasso to win by decision. I think she's going to stuff the takedowns. And if she does get taken down, I think she's going to be a lot better and she's going to stand the fuck up. So, give me Alexa Grasso by decision. Next up, we got Joe Pyfer taking on Israel Adesanya. This one is simple. I think I'm going to go with Israel Adesanya. I know he's been on a huge decline, but if we're being fair here, on the Imavov fight, he got out of position and got knocked out. Yes, it sucked and I hated to see it. But realistically, he looked massive. He looked right. He looked good. He got what was it, a low blow or a poke in the eye and then just tried to do a Pereira thing. Don't ever try and do a Pereira thing. It doesn't work. It just don't do it. So Israel Adesanya, he accepted it and he was the first one to own up to it and say, nah, my bad. I put myself in a bad position. So because of that reason, I think Israel Adesanya is leagues beyond better on striking than Joe Pyfer is. Joe Pyfer lost to Jack Hermanson. Let's not forget this. So Israel Adesanya, who by the way just got knocked out by a 175 pounder. So give me Israel Adesanya to win by decision. He's a lot better on striking. He has pretty good takedown defense and also extremely good survivability on the ground. I think he's only ever been submitted by Dricus du Plessis after being kind of rocked and put in a terrible position. But that's Dricus du Plessis we're talking about, the goofy king of goofiness. So bottom line, give me Israel Adesanya to win by decision. No, scratch that. I'm going to go Israel Adesanya to win by knockout. I think Joe Pyfer is going to put himself in a bad spot. He's going to get greedy, and Israel Adesanya is going to punish him, and he's going to get a knockout, and he's going to be back on track. So that is it for this card. Again, this card it's just so bizarre to me that Michael Chiesa and Nico Price are on the main card, but Ignacio Bahamondes is on the prelims, or also Ricky Simón on the prelims. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Also, Julian Erosa. What the fuck is Julian Erosa doing on the main card fighting a brand new debutant fighter? It just doesn't make any sense to me. But whatever, it's a weird card. Honestly, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I don't want to go below 6 because I am going to enjoy this fight, and it does have a lot of good names in here. I think if they just reordered this, I think if they reordered the card, it'd probably be better, and just throw 1 or 2 names in there, and it'd probably be like a 7.5. But yeah, that is it for today, guys. I appreciate it very much. Appreciate you for watching. If you enjoyed these rapid fire breakdowns, let me know. Give me your thoughts down in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, help me grow up this channel, help me do what I like to do, which is talk about MMA. So once again, guys, I really appreciate you, and thank you guys so much for watching.